Hi guys, welcome back. And today we've got a guest on, Andy.
Hi, your dad, yes. Hi, folks, good to be on the channel.
Yep. I'm not recording my setup right now. It's his. So just gonna be going through a few talking points today with departures, signings, and players that have been left out of the team. So do you want to do the first one?
Yeah, so big news just this morning. We've got a new signing, don't we?
Yep.
Cammy Devlin has signed from Hearts. Charlie, we won't go into detail, but we had some
Mhm.
information on this ahead of time, didn't we? So we knew it was going
Yep.
to be happening a couple of days ago. I'm quite excited about Devlin signing, free transfer, 2-year deal. What's
Yep.
your thoughts on it?
With an option of a third as well.
Option of a third, yeah.
I mean, on the signing as well, it didn't have a number, which they don't usually do, I don't think, but I think he'll be the number 8 if Barron leaves to West Ham.
Yeah, we're going to go into some departures as well, aren't we? But I
Yeah.
think on Devlin, what I liked about Devlin was last year when you watch Sky Sports, they always show the stats, and Cammy Devlin had the most tackles in the SPFL by a mile. I think the next player, I know at least towards the end of the season, was Raskin, and he
Yeah.
had half as many. It was something like fucking 1,200 to 600 or something like that. So it was a massive amount of attempted tackles.
Yeah.
Um, that Devlin puts in games compared to, I mean, those numbers seem very wrong, but it might have been less, like half of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, Devlin's tackling is massive. He puts himself about. He's a pain in the backside to play against.
Yeah.
And what did I always put on when I was betting on him?
For him to get a yellow card.
Devlin to get booked, yep. So dirty player, but I think he's one of those ones you kind of want in your squad. And I think when we're building a team for the SPFL, that you want a player that's going to put himself about, that can go to rough away games, they can do your Aberdeen away, Dundee United away,
Livingston.
Livy are
Yeah.
obviously relegated now, but yeah, games like that where we've struggled last season, just a bit of grit in the midfield that we maybe didn't have. So yeah, I think it's a really good squad signing. Do you think he's going to start every single week?
Probably most weeks. Big games, Celtic, Hearts. Um, but there's because last season Hearts were doing really well, and season before it was Aberdeen. So I don't know if we're gonna have another season like that with another team, like Hibs or something.
I mean, ideally us.
Yep.
could do with a good, we could do with a good season, couldn't we? But no, I'm really happy with Devlin signing. I think we've signed a lot of guys now. Between what Dan Neil, Godfrey,
Rory.
McCrory, Shankland, Devlin. Am I missing one? Oh, Pandur.
Yeah,
Other
Pando.
than Pandur, they've all been frees.
Yep.
I know like Dan Neil's going to be pretty high wages and stuff like that as well, and a decent signing on fee. McCrory as well. We paid an amount for, but it wasn't huge. I think now we're going to start to see the bigger money signings coming in, and probably getting to talk about some of the departures. Should we do departures now? Because that probably ties in
Yeah.
nicely.
Um, Ruskin last night has also just been knocked out of the World Cup with Belgium. Barron's probably going to West Ham.
Well, let's do them one at a time. Yeah. So Raskin, we watched that last night. Raskin played well.
Yeah.
Wasn't his greatest game of the World Cup. I don't think Belgium played amazingly well.
Yeah.
Spain had a lot of the ball, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad Raskin can now come back. I don't think we're going to see Raskin in a Rangers kit again. I don't think, because they get a 3 week break. FIFA give them like a mandatory 3 weeks off, 21 days. So really, you wouldn't see Raskin till the end of the month anyway. He literally wouldn't be due back till like the Dundee United game. I don't think you'll see Raskin in a Rangers strip again. But I think we're going to, realistically, you're looking at offers well over 20 million for him now. I don't think any Rangers fans watching this, in the SPFL, it'd be very difficult to get 30 odd million for a player because of the league we're in, unless a player had a standout season in the Champions League
Yeah.
and scored quite a few goals and performed really well. I think then you might see bigger money. But just doing well in the SPFL, you're looking at that ceiling of 20 to 25 million, I think, still currently. So I think we need to be looking at that 25 million though for Raskin
Yeah.
because of the Belgian position. But I think that then funds several big moves for us. Can I just ask you, Charlie? Lewis Ferguson, do you think that one's going to happen?
Probably not now.
No, I don't think so either. I think it's too much to be spending £17 million on one player and then massive wages too. It's looking. I'm hearing that he's probably going to Napoli on loan, to link up with McGilmore and McTominay in an all Scottish midfield.
Yeah. There's also De Bruyne's there, so
And De Bruyne as well, but injuries are De Bruyne's
Yeah.
issue. But then you can get rotating in and out that team. But yeah, no, yeah, fair point.
Barron.
Yeah, I know one of your favourite players. I think you'd
Yeah.
be sad to see him go, but a lot of rumours. I can't. I'm seeing him linked with West Ham for like 8 to 10 million. That seems like a lot. I would love Barron to go to a team and play week in, week out. And I think that's the big thing with Connor Barron, that he wants to play
Yeah.
and he's not necessarily getting a lot of regular game time at Rangers. I think he works so hard, but I wonder, is it a case that we've got teams in for Barron? He's been left out the pre-season squad, apparently, due to a small injury, but is that just a cover for the fact that maybe there's some teams in for him? And with Devlin coming in, that seems like your Barron replacement for me.
Yeah. But then the thing with you're starting to see more Spain as well. Spain and Italy, like Betis, Atalanta, getting more players from the Scottish League. I mean, with Maeda leaving Celtic as well, that's a big one for them.
Yeah, he'll be off, which is good for us. Asgard's another one. You mentioned Atalanta, rumoured to be
Yeah.
coming in with a 10-figure bid, so around about 10 million, which I would snap their hand off. Personally, for Asgard, I'd be looking at, obviously still in the World Cup as we record this with Norway. Not
Yeah.
really playing too much, but his goal against France doesn't hurt him at all. I think if you can get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million,
That's
take the money and move him on, because I
I mean,
think
he's not had a great season as well though.
no, he's technically clearly very good. I just think he goes missing, and sometimes the physicality of the Scottish game just
Yeah.
passes him by.
That's what happens to some of the Scottish players as well
Yeah,
that come from England in Championship. But then West Ham as well in the Championship, so Barron could help them get promoted as well.
yeah. Danilo and Suter, we said, have both been left out the pre-season
Yeah.
squad. Rangers Review are reporting this morning that there's transfer interest in both of them. So for me, Danilo's a no-brainer to move on. I think injuries ruined his career at Rangers, and I
Pretty
think
much.
he probably has to take a step down a few levels now just because of those injuries. And John Suter, he's so up and down. Sometimes he goes through periods of really good form.
Yeah.
Other times he costs us goals. He has a Zoolander problem where he can't turn left. You've never seen the movie Zoolander,
No.
but he's a comedy and he can't turn left in it. And Suter's got this thing where he struggles to turn a certain way. So for me, I'd be taking the money for Suter if we can get anything for him, and just moving him out the door for a more regular, proper refresh of the team. How do you feel about both of them going, Danilo, Suter?
But Shooter under Martin, he was getting played. I think he's meant to be playing right centre back, but they were playing him left centre back more. So
We've always usually done that, even when we signed him alongside Goldson.
Yeah.
We moved him because Goldson had to play right centre back.
yeah. But then Goldson has also been here for longer, so
And a couple of other players, I think, around the squad. I'm going to just pull the squad up that's went pre-season and we'll read
Yeah.
it out. Ant-Man and Bajrami are both out in Spain with the Rangers team. They arrived the last kind of 12 hours, 24 hours in Spain. Just before we get to reading the squad out that's currently out there to train, would you keep Ant-Man or Bajrami for this season?
I think even in the games where we're losing against Motherwell, they would come on and try and get stuff. They would work well together, but it's not really getting goals, which is what we'd need. But they're trying to work on some other players. But I would probably keep Ant-Man because I don't see us getting too many more wingers. So well, maybe a few, but
I know McInnes likes to play with wingers, so he might look at Ant-Man and give him a chance. I still
Yeah.
think we're going to potentially move him on. Bajrami, he's been there too long now. That's this is his 4th season with us.
no. He's been here since 23, 24. No, not even that.
Yeah, that's like his 4th season then. Because 23, 24, 24, 25, 25, 26.
Okay.
This is 26, 27.
Wait, when did he... I think it might have been 24, 25 or 23, 24. I don't know. It's one
Right,
of
so
them.
I think it's his
Yeah.
fourth season with us now,
Yeah, about
Charlie.
that.
Like, for me, you're going to end up losing him for nothing. So if there's a chance to get a small amount of money back for him, I'd be moving Bajrami on. Again, clearly a technically good player like an Asgard, but
Yeah.
just at times goes missing in the Scottish game. I don't think suits him.
I mean, as well though, this has made a really good pass off the post in his first game from the score.
He did, yes, I remember. Right, so will we go through the squad?
Yeah.
Right, it's not really in order, which is annoying because they've done that thing where they've got the goalkeepers, some defenders, and then it jumps to like I think it's
Tackles.
like the numbers almost of the team, right? So we'll kind of go through this in groups, right? So the keepers, we've got Liam Kelly, Ridden Maguire, and Mason Munn. Ridden Maguire's really, really highly rated as a goalkeeper, like mega highly rated. Rangers see him as a potential Alan McGregor
Yeah.
for the future. I don't know whether he'll be kept in and around the squad this year, but obviously we've got Ivar Pandur coming in.
Yeah, who's just been out with Croatia, second choice.
He'll be our number one.
Yeah.
So with Kelly as backup, and then either Munn or Maguire would go out on loan. You would have to imagine. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
boring you here, Charlie.
It's not just from yawning.
We are recording this early, aren't we?
Yeah.
So then we'll just do this in little groups here. So Ross McCrory, Ben Godfrey. How do you feel about both of those as new signings?
McCrory, I would probably want to stay for longer.
Not McCrory's just signed.
Yeah, you'd want them to stay for a longer period of time.
Yeah, but what do you think of them as signings?
I've not ever saw them play, so I don't know.
Okay. Dan Neil came in with a lot of fanfare. He had a lot of
Yeah.
English teams after him. Southampton thought they'd signed him quite late on. A lot of rumours he may be captain.
Yeah, well, they'll be because right now we're just going around asking who's your captain and taking them.
Basically, yeah. Signing a lot of captains, aren't we?
Yep, you want leaders, you get leaders.
Same with Vanja Dragicevic,
Yeah.
Partizan Belgrade captain, 20 years old, Serbian boy, really highly rated.
Yeah.
We're linked with him really strongly, so maybe in the next few days that would be a big money signing, nearly 6 million. Obviously, we've got Baron, Chermiti. Chermiti getting kept this season.
Yeah, but then Diamande as well. Unless someone comes in with like 20 million for Chermiti.
Oh, yeah, you'd want at least that
Yeah.
for... He's on a long-term deal as well. Dio, I can see Dio maybe getting moved on as well.
Yeah, he's not getting that much minutes, but when he's playing, he's doing well. But there's players that are starting ahead of him. McInnes might give him a chance, but
Lyle Cameron.
I think he'll get moved on
Yeah, I think so.
to maybe a different Scottish team.
Maybe another loan,
Yeah.
unless they sell him. I'm not sure. Clinton Inciala is in the squad.
Huh?
Inciala is back in the squad. Did you
Still?
not know that? Yeah.
No,
He came back.
I've not saw it yet.
I think potentially Inciala is one of those ones. Signed him as a young boy from AC Milan's reserve team, basically, and you feel sorry for him because he came over. He had a couple of really good looking games. He then
Yeah.
had that game against, was it Kelly, where Ferguson hooked him really early on, and he just never got much more game time under Ferguson till late in the season. Potentially a good defender there, but I just don't know if it's going to work out at Rangers for him.
Yeah,
Ryan Nadiri came in January.
he's been all right. He's got a goal against Dundee United on Junior Maidres Day.
Yeah. I like Nadiri. A lot of fans seem to like him, that he works hard. I think we're going to need to see goals from him though this season. I'm curious how he ties in with that forward line though of Chermiti, Shankland, Nadiri, Mijovski. Right now
Yeah.
still Danilo, even though it looks like he's going. Surely you have to get rid of probably Mijovski as well.
Yeah,
Because you'd imagine he's going to play Shankland and Chermiti as your two.
yeah, because he left Aberdeen, had one season at Girona, and then came to us for 8 million. He had his game against Celtic, where I think it was on that day or the day before he got announced. He's played in Scottish League. He'd played in Scottish League before for Aberdeen as well. Should have gotten a penalty at one point as well in that game. Scales pushed him, but
You and your ridiculous memory for what happened in every single match ever.
yeah.
Dujon Sterling a very, very, very good defender, right back,
He gets
midfielder,
injured though.
but he's
He
always...
can't play
Yeah.
3 games a week.
Yeah. If he wasn't so injury prone, he wouldn't have even been at Rangers. He'd have
Yeah.
been in English Premier League.
He was at Chelsea before this.
Yeah.
So-
And a lot of folks say he kept Reece James out of the team quite a lot in the Chelsea youth team. But again, there's another problem. Reece James, always injured.
Yeah.
Dejon Sterling, always injured. So yeah, but really good player though. I really like him. But JD Gassama. Now, we got offered £10 million for Gassama in January with a loan with
Yeah.
option to buy, and we knocked it back. Are you keeping Gassama with the hope that in a second season we play him in the right position?
Yep.
Because we kept switching on wings, so keep him
Yeah.
on the right hand side, which is his best wing. Oh no, left hand side, sorry. Keep him on the left hand side, which is his best position because he's useless on the right. That means you've got Gassama and Curtis on the left.
Yeah. And then maybe Morgan back for one loan as well again.
So I don't think you can have all three of those.
Yeah.
I know you're not getting rid of Curtis.
Yeah. I don't think we'll move Curtis on because he's young and in a few years he'll be a first team starter. Even looking at this season, he might start loads of games.
Yeah. But so right now, if somebody came in, 10 million for Gassama, are you buying
Yeah.
or selling or keeping?
So,
Sell. Tour Romans came in and seems to have every Rangers fan fell in love with him
yeah.
because he is tough tackling, works really hard, gets up and down the wing, can pass the ball, and just he looks like a Rangers player, doesn't he?
Yeah. Great left back. Remember that game against Celtic as well, the 2-2? He was really good getting up and down the wing.
If he'd only scored that one just after
Yeah.
half time to make it 3-0,
That would
could have
end
been a
the
different.
game.
Could have been a different season.
Yeah.
Bojan Majowski, he seems really to really split the fans because a lot of folk are saying keep him. He would work really well with Shankland.
But then there's Chermiti, who's, I would say, better.
Yeah, because I think
At
even
striker.
if Chermiti left, we would go sign another striker.
Yeah.
So you're then going to have a main striker plus Shankland with Majowski.
But Shankland, you could even, if you wanted to play Miovski and Chermiti as well, you could make the argument of like a centre forward or a cam position because he'll drop back as well to defend.
On that, a couple more here. I'm just getting a message from someone about Cherny. Apparently, we'd bid £6 million and it's been knocked back. Cherny was a favourite of yours, wasn't he?
Yeah.
We do have an issue with the right hand side of that right wing position
Yeah,
since
so-
Candace left.
Who?
Daniel Candace. Just before you started going to games, Candace was there with Gerrard and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Really fast little right winger.
Okay.
And we've never really had a right winger since then, like a consistent one. So Cherny for £6 million.
I would take it.
Would
Like,
you go much more than that though?
I would only go up to about 9 million
Okay.
maximum, or if you're pushing it 10.
Remember, he is nearly 30, so you're never going to be able to
Yeah.
sell him on for much money.
Yeah.
You're buying it. But then again, I think we have to watch sometimes at Rangers that every player we sign that we have to sell for money. Sometimes you need to sell players that come in for 3 years, perform, and you win titles year
Yeah.
after year after year, and that's how you make your money back, getting into Europe, performing well in Europe.
But we need to focus on League, Scottish Cup, and League Cup first and start getting them.
Yep, totally agree.
And then we can start going into Europe.
So another big defender we've not talked about that could be one that ends up leaving, but for big money, Manny
Fernandes.
Fernandes.
Subscriber.
He subscribes to your chat. He
Yeah.
subscribes to this channel. Yes, that is true. How much would you be looking for Fernandes?
I would say minimum like 12, 13 million.
Okay, we paid 3 for him.
But he's performed as well there, so
His numbers are really high. Really good, and he really came on as the season went on.
Yeah.
After a ropey start, he looks like one of your starting centre backs alongside Godfrey.
yeah.
Which I think then means McCrory's your right back.
I mean, pretty much got a full new defence.
Yep. Tochi Chikwani came in, looked really good at times. At other times, struggled a little bit. He's not going to go anywhere. But
Only 69 rated on FIFA, so or FC.
I think Chikwani looks a good big player. But what I'd like to
Yeah.
see him is have a really strong 6 months. because if he doesn't fit into that midfield, then you have to look at McInnes would probably say, look, let's move him on.
Yeah, but then we've got quite a few midfielders, and we have
We do have a lot of
since like
midfielders.
since 23-24 we had like Darrell, who was useless, Lamas useless, who sometimes played midfield, striker, or on the wing, which he missed an open goal against Celtic.
After he skinned the goalkeeper
Yep.
and should have just scored. Ross McCausland there. McCausland will be getting moved on. McCausland will be staying. Not much to say there. Finlay Curtis. Rangers need to get him on a new deal to make sure that
to make sure that he stays.
Bigger wage. The boy's worked hard. He's done well. He's got in the Scotland team. He's such a good finisher as well.
Yeah.
Like one of the best
He's just
finishers.
a natural finisher.
Yeah,
like,
naturally good finisher.
I mean, we were at that game against Curacao when he got the goal for 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I wouldn't say a really tight angle, but it was pretty tight in those defenders in the box, I think. That could have gotten it. He could have passed it, but he took the shot and it went in.
Yeah. And then there's a couple of youngsters like Xander, Hutton, Paul Incio, Callum Adamson, Callum Burnside. They're just youngsters getting out there to get some game time. They're not with he's not with the squad, but those four I mentioned are out in pre-season in Spain. I think Barron is with them, but Barron apparently I think had flown separately because he was getting his injury checked out. But then other folks are saying that maybe he was in talks with someone, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But that's kind of where we're at. Will we touch on the 3 pre-season friendlies that we know are happening?
Yeah.
So this weekend, Sunday the 12th, happy 12th of July to all the Rangers fans who'll be celebrating that. Have to say that. Sunday the 12th, we play Kaiser Chiefs over in Spain. And that's not on TV and it's behind closed doors. So that's one we'll just have to get reports on. But a lot of the journalists are out there reporting on it, so you'll get plenty of updates on that, it looks like.
There'll be loads posted on as well.
And do you know what? I know me and you would love to watch that, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
However, Rangers fans can be really awkward when it comes to these kind of ones. We done this under Clermont, I was going to say Le Guen, under Clermont, where we had a closed door pre-season game like this.
Yeah.
And it was on TV, and everyone was complaining we looked slow and rubbish, and the tactics and the passing, and it was like it was literally the first game of pre-season with half a squad, and I think a lot of fans expect too much from some of these games. As much as they're nice to win, it's rare that any team looks good in them, especially when it's their first games.
Yeah.
So Kaiser Chiefs, but then we're back at Ibrox, which we're looking forward to. 22nd of July, home to St Etienne, Wednesday night, 7:45, Charlie.
West Ham on Sunday.
And then West Ham the Sunday after, again, the 26th of July. Looking forward to both of those.
Yep, we're going at both.
A few new signings in for both of them.
Yeah, hopefully get some of them in the team. I think we should experiment some players as well, bringing them on like half time. And then, but after that, we've got West Ham, which, I mean, by then you could see Barron playing for West Ham. if he
Potentially, yeah, aye. And then also a couple of days after that, which I'm sure you'll be doing shows on near the time, 31st of July, we've got Dundee United. You'll probably do a preview show ahead of that once we've got more signings in. People will have left by that point, and we'll know a bit more about it. But one last question to finish off on.
What else the Rangers need?
So right now, Charlie, we've signed a lot of midfielders. We've got almost a whole new defence.
Yeah.
We've got no wingers came in yet, and I think wingers right now, if you kept that forward line but provided them with wingers, I think that would make a big difference.
Like wingers that can cross the ball in, Trimity. I mean, even more. Like I'm cutting it back sometimes. Like players that can cut it back, cross it, because you can have midfielders running like Devlin. If it gets cut back, just smash it, or cross it and Chermito and Franklin should be in the box.
Yeah, we need wingers that will chip in with goals, assists. I think Cherny would fit that bill. I don't know how much more I would go if we have bid €6 million, maybe 6.5, because that's about £6 million. I wouldn't go too much more than that, I don't think. We're linked with a few other names, but it's going to be... Remember, the transfer window's got almost 2 months still to go.
Yeah, so there'll be more signings, not just for Rangers, but for other teams. There'll be some big ones.
And remember where... I think fans need to remember, and as a young kid, Charlie...
Yeah.
for smaller teams, the bigger teams have to move first, and bigger leagues have to move first.
Yeah.
I mean, Rangers aren't a small team or a small club, but we need Real Madrid to go to Sporting Lisbon and buy a player, for Sporting Lisbon to go to Club Bruges and buy a player, for
Yeah.
Club Bruges to come to Rangers and buy a player, for Rangers then to go. That's what has to happen across the leagues. The money has to filter down, so 100 million becomes 75, becomes 50, becomes 20. That's what happens through football. So,
Yeah.
and those bigger clubs aren't making signings just now because everyone's still at the World Cup largely, or just
Yeah.
coming back. So I think we're going to see over the next couple of weeks. July will be crazy for transfers because now players are, like you see, the whole Belgium squad's now away.
Yeah. Elise as well, because he removed all mention of Bayern Munich off of his social media. I don't know if that's just for a new season or he's got links with Madrid.
Well, on that, another midfielder Rangers are linked with is Jens Hertodal, whose parents have now started following Rangers on Instagram.
Yeah, I think that's probably a done deal.
Probably a good sign at least.
Yeah.
But anyway, Charlie, thank you for having me on. I've really enjoyed being on the Match Reviewers. It's a good podcast.
Yeah, well, probably because you listen to it most nights.
Do you want to speak to your audience and say bye-bye?
Bye, that's all for today. See you in the next one.